Imagine the city of lights, Las Vegas, where fortunes are made and lost every day. But what if the biggest gamble isn't on the poker table, but lurking in the shadows of the neon glow? Today on Scarier Things, we're diving into a chilling tale that will make your trip to Vegas seem like a walk in the park. Buckle up, because this is one ride you won't forget. Let's get started. First story. I was 23 years old when this happened, and now at 27, not a week has passed without reminiscing about this trip. To celebrate our friend Andrew's 21st birthday, we decided to take him on a trip to Vegas. Andrew, a laid-back and somewhat shy guy, had yet to experience certain aspects of life, and we planned to remedy that by getting him really drunk, and frankly, helping him get laid. We checked into the Carriage House Hotel, one of the more affordable options we could find, with separate rooms for the 7 of us. I shared a room with 4 others, including Andrew. The first order of business was to eat, given that we were all starving. Afterward, we hit the casinos, with only one of us managing to leave with more money than we entered. We explored various bars, and as the night progressed, things became blurrier and funnier. We found ourselves in a wild nightclub, witnessing our friends John and Eddie leaving with girls, signaling us to wish them luck. The rest of us tried to encourage Andrew to approach a girl, but even in his drunken state, he remained too shy to make a move. As desperation gradually consumed us, the realization dawned that Andrew might endure the entirety of the trip devoid of any companionship. Fueled by this concern, we departed the club in a quest for a solution, opting to engage with a random girl on the street, our approach veering towards the foolish side. In our slightly inebriated state, we beseeched her to join our friend Andrew for some company, despite his noticeable, albeit lesser, state of intoxication. The girl, unremarkable even through the haze of my own inebriation, became the focal point of our mission, to ensure Andrew's enjoyment. Though I can't distinctly recall her response, her voice resonated with a subtle depth. A vague memory remains of her scrutinizing Andrew from head to toe. Whatever transpired in their conversation compelled her to grasp Andrew's arm, and the two meandered down the sidewalk. Our departure ensued, prompted by the palpable awkwardness already enveloping Andrew. Despite the fact that, at that particular moment, none of us registered the situation as particularly unusual, an inquisitive urge compelled us to discreetly follow behind them. The duo appeared to share nonverbal communication, with the girl assertively leading him forward. Our covert pursuit continued for approximately 15 minutes, or possibly even longer given our inebriated state, until they entered what seemed to be an apartment building. Entertained and satisfied on behalf of Andrew, we shared a collective chuckle before concluding that there was no logical reason to linger. Thus, we retraced our steps back to the club. Around 2 a.m, upon our return to the hotel, we were met with the discovery of Joe's absence from either of the rooms. As sobriety gradually reasserted itself, a hint of concern permeated our collective consciousness. John and Eddie, blissfully unaware of our earlier escapades, were taken aback upon learning the intricate details. Although we speculated that Andrew was likely spending the night with the girl, such behavior was uncharacteristic for him, adding an extra layer of peculiarity to the situation. My attempts to reach him through calls and texts met with no response. Despite the reassurances from my friends, a lingering sense of worry persisted as I eventually succumbed to fatigue mere minutes later. Second story. I awoke to the sound of ringing, my mind initially in sleep mode. Assuming it to be an alarm clock, I fumbled with my phone to turn it off. As reality seeped in, I realized it was Andrew's number calling, causing an inexplicable drop in my heart. I alerted my already awake friends about the call, answering to hear Andrew seemingly in the midst of a panic attack. Putting him on speakerphone, we strained to comprehend his whispered words. Amidst the incomprehensibility, we discerned him mentioning that woman and urging us to come over immediately. Despite our attempts to engage him, Andrew remained unresponsive. The call went silent, and panic intensified. Frantically, we screamed into the phone, desperate for answers. Abruptly, the silence broke with the forceful opening of a door, followed by Andrew's harrowing screams. The call ended, leaving us in a state of shock. I dialed the police, struggling to recall the address or street from the night before. A friend claimed to remember, and the police escorted us to the location, guiding them through the side roads, past the club, and eventually to the building. We waited as 2 officers entered. Minutes dragged like hours as fear of the worst consumed us. Finally, an officer emerged, inviting us inside to confirm if the dead body belonged to Andrew. John and Jerry, overwhelmed, refused to enter, so I accompanied the officer. Inside, the scene unfolded in a dark, abandoned storage building, not an apartment. A lifeless body hung out of an open closet, with blonde hair, distinctly not Andrew's black hair. The police, having already searched the place, were perplexed. I checked another closet, suspecting Andrew might be hiding, but found nothing, not even a cell phone. Attempting to erase the harrowing memories, well over a month later, I found myself on the receiving end of a late-night call marred by bad reception. Through the static, a faint yet familiar voice uttered my name. Andrew. The call abruptly ended with the slam of a door in the background. My frantic attempts to reconnect with him proved futile, leading me to escalate the situation by contacting the police. Their investigation traced the call back to New Jersey, our very own town, prompting me to drive there urgently, only to discover a vacant house on a corner. Engaging in stealth mode, I discreetly moved around and detected sounds emanating from upstairs, convincing me that Andrew was within. Seizing the opportunity presented by an open window, I entered the premises and encountered a woman with exposed legs and long black hair. She swiftly fled in the opposite direction, and just as I braced myself for the worst, the police arrived on the scene. Concealed, I bore witness to the arrest of a man, while the woman mysteriously vanished. Upon searching, the police discovered Andrew malnourished and in deplorable condition, locked in a closet upstairs. Struggling to identify the woman, they learned that the man had only claimed to know her for a single day. Andrew, in a heart-wrenching revelation, confessed to being subjected to rape, physical abuse, and deprivation of sustenance. The girl who initially led him there was revealed to be collecting payment for a shadowy group of operators, coercing Andrew into disclosing our hometown and addresses. While there appeared to be a glimmer of hope after Andrew's rescue, my sense of security shattered when mysterious text messages began to flood my phone. One night, the illumination in my room exposed a shadow moving in front of the blinds. Someone stood outside, gazing at me, vanishing before I could grasp my phone. The final sighting of anyone associated with this nightmarish ordeal left me utterly perplexed, with nothing aligning coherently. Andrew's well-being and the fate of the others involved remain unsettlingly uncertain. Despite the lack of interest in their outcomes, I brace myself for the looming prospect of the next encounter, prepared to involve the police or confront the unknown entity myself. And that, dear viewers, was our chilling journey through the heart of Las Vegas. Remember, the world is full of mysteries and scarier things are always lurking in the shadows.